Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you really want to help this channel grow and help me out, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Pisces, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay. Like that. These tried to escape. Awesome. Okay, think of this as a tree. Okay, you have the branches here, the trunk, and the roots here. So the left-hand side is the inner self, the middle, the heart, the emotional self, the right-hand side, the public arena, and the public self. So let's see what they have to say. We have the King of Swords, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And you have the Four of Cups. It can very well be that a air sign energy is handing you a gift that does not feel like a gift. This person can be a pain in the tush, or another word for the tush. So here, just be mindful of that, because there's something here. It's about transformation, and there's going to be something about a reluctance, there we go, to transform that's going to be coming forward. And yeah, it's going to be a gift. It doesn't feel like a gift at all. It actually feels like this person is being super annoying. And it can be a Libra energy, but it's also something just simply because, of course, justice is Libra energy. Time frame is September 23rd to October 22nd, but it's something about about things being balanced, about discerning the energy that is around you, being opened and powerful for yourself. It leads to celebration, success, the happiest card in the whole entire deck. But because the happiest card in the whole entire deck is coming forward, it leads to people taking you by eyes, really sitting there and seeing this vibrance of your soul and thinking, why not me? Or how can I take that away from you? It moves us then to the Eight of Wands. The heart is moving very quickly. It's moving towards our dreams. Also, if we're born on the cusp with Aquarius, or we have strong Aquarius energy within ourselves, this is going to be coming out a lot. Now, Aquarius energy is time frame of January 20th to February 18th. And there is a sense here of moving towards what we wish, but it's happening very quickly. And there is a sense of, again, another air sign energy here, that this needs to be true. I need to cut through so much of the muck and the mire that is holding me back. And it leads us then in the public arena to the Five of Swords. It leads to a battle that we don't want. and it brings the progression to the Six of Swords, leading us to a place that we didn't think we would be. So this can be challenging at times because we're going to see things changing. And Pisces, we don't really want things to change all the time. We kind of want things to stay the same and to just grow in an easier, more kind of stable manner. But this is very much cutting through so many doubts and fears and misinformation and being too much in your own head, that then things start to become real, but things start to become seen much more clearly. And in the public arena, we are going to be having to deal with a battle that we've already fought. We didn't like fighting it. It was overwhelming. It denied us in some way, all right? But it also made us look at things in a way that we didn't want to. That's going to be coming back, which can be traumatic, yes, but it is important to be aware of it and say, I'm standing my ground, I'm knowing my truth, I know what I desire, I know what I need, and this is where I'm moving forward in. It's not in a, look at me sort of way. It's in a, this needs to be done, and I'm going after it. Period. End of discussion. It leads us then to our chakra energy for this time, because there's this ferocity around this. We have the warrior king at our roots. We are a warrior king, and we're embracing the justice of it. We're embracing the dreams of it. We're looking at things so much more honestly than we had wanted to before. So let's see here. Pisces, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Inspiration. This is the Sacral Chakra. And the thing with the Sacral Chakra is absolutely beautiful. It's where our sexual energy is held. It's where our creative energy is held. But it is also where a lot of the traumas and the dramas from this life and from past lives are held. So when we have our sexual creativity coming forward, there is this sense of oh no, because I'm bringing all the hurts and the pains from this life, from past lives, from my DNA line, and I'm bringing it forward into my life now. And what we're seeing here is a new dawn, a new day. How are we going to utilize our inspiration? Because this is a time where we look at things and say, I'm done staying quiet. I'm done waiting for things just to happen. I am manifesting what needs to be manifested. I'm going after what needs to be gone after. And there's a fierceness, there's an intensity here that doesn't hold back, and it isn't playing around. So note that for this time. It's not a playing around, oh, it could be gentle, oh, it could be easy. It's like, no, this is here for real. What is the energy that Pisces needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. What is the energy that Pisces needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The King of Wands. Passion, fire, determination, anger. What we need to be mindful of is getting caught up in what we think is supposed to be happening and what really is happening right now. This could be a sense of our tempers getting the best of us. This could be the sense of really admiring people who have this ferocity to them, because it's going to be so different than the way that we should be handling situations. And our nature as a water sign, this calm, comprehensive, discovering energy. So with the King of Wands, there's a ferocity, there's a determination, and we have to be very mindful of not falling into the camp that our world seems to be so into right now of, it has to be like this, it's my way or the highway, this fierce determination, this anger, this yelling, it's not going to work for us. It's going to boil the water, but it's going to take all the water that is us and make it into steam, make it evaporate into the ether until it rains down again, meaning that it's going to dry us up really, really fast. It's going to drain us super fast if we get on this bandwagon of anger and frustration and people who are coming from a place of force instead of from a place of compassion and listening. And that can be astoundingly hard, especially if we're in a place in our lives where it's like, it isn't fair, it isn't right, we didn't do anything to deserve this, and we want to move forward in a way that brings prosperity, but every single turn we take is going feels like we're running up against a wall. And that's when the King of Swords energy comes in. The King of Swords energy is transformation. It's cutting through doubts, fears, negativity, anger, upset. It's also being the king. It's being the warrior king, and it's saying, this is what I want. This is who I am. This is where I stand. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I desire, period, and a discussion. It's being very honest. And a lot of times when we lay down what we want, and we lay it down in honesty, there's a ferocity here that keeps on, it's like building in my shoulders. It's like wanting to physically push me forward. And that's going to be this time. It's this physical desire to push us forward, to take what needs to be taken. And that can seem like it's playing into the King of Wands energy that we need to be mindful of, that sense of fire and passion that stokes things, that stokes but it's rage forward. This isn't rage. This is cold calculation, which can seem very distant and very cruel, but it's not. It's saying what needs to be done, what steps need to be taken. Now, we can have a person like this in our life that is going to lay things out very openly and very honestly for us in a way that needs to be seen, needs to be heard, and needs to be understood. This can also be us during this time moving towards transformation. And what's happening is it can almost feel like we're beating ourselves up. That says, when we say to ourselves, I need this, I need to move forward this way, this is what I desire, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after. And it's not going to be that we're beating ourselves up. It's going to be that we're looking at things much more honestly than we had before. And we're putting in the time, and we're putting in the effort, and we're seeing how we've honed our world and how we've shaped ourselves, and the 10,000 hours to become an expert in anything that we've put in, and how that is utilized in our day-to-day life. And that is what's going to be the driving force here. And it leads us in this very kind of blunt, a little bit cold way to saying, this is the knowledge, this is the gift, what are you going to do with it? And it's a gift that doesn't seem like a gift. It can be a gift of getting super organized. I know that's a thing for me. It's like, I don't like it, but it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to say, this is what I need. And we can find that when we see this, when we have this energy coming in, this air sign energy coming in, this knowledge, this skill, this weapon of focus coming in, that it is a gift that doesn't feel like a gift. It feels like, great, now I have one more burden. Now I have to deal with something that I didn't want to look at, that I didn't want to see, or we keep on ignoring it, and divinity keeps on pushing that gift forward and saying, why aren't you looking here? Why aren't you looking here? And it takes a while for divinity to say, fine, I give up. Divinity actually, I don't think ever gives up on us. It changes its tactic. And so here, we're going to be getting a gift that doesn't feel like a gift. And we have to just be super aware of this during this time, because we can easily turn away from it. It leads us to justice. Justice is, again, this air sign energy coming in, Libra energy, but it is a sense of being discerning. With justice, with cutting through doubts and fears, with saying, this is my justice, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is how I'm moving forward. There's a real sense of saying, this is what's right for me, and this isn't. It's not hiding away, though. And sometimes we can mistake injustice for that. Like, oh no, I'm just not ready for yet. And I have to be just to myself. I have to take care of myself. I have to heal. And it's like fair. That it is absolutely fair. If we try to jump into something that is scarring and hurtful too quickly, it winds up backfiring on us. But what we have to be here is just with the energy that is coming into our world. Just with the energy that is guiding us forward and leading us towards success. The way Spirit always shows me this is it shows me a house, like with the doors wide open, the windows wide open, and just walking away and going out for a couple of hours, and then being absolutely surprised that people came in and took our stuff. You know, that people came in or animals came in and ransacked the place. It's saying here, we have to protect ourselves. It's being wise with the energy we let into our life, with the desires that we have, with the focus that guides us, with the insight that leads us. And that is going to be a very just way of moving forward, because we're going to try and be just to everybody but ourselves. We're going to try and be fair to everybody but ourselves. And what's foremost here is saying, I need to be just to me. Some people who, give advice, some people who have these high-powered positions, most people who have these high-powered positions, they're just to themselves first. They're like, this is what I need to do. and then I can do XYZ. And that's going to be what we need to utilize during this time, because happiness, joy, success, prosperity is coming forward. We're going to feel a radiance within ourselves. And if we aren't discerning, if we don't say, this energy I want in my life, this energy I don't want in my life, this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do. And it's not talking about responsibilities and what needs to be done, but it's talking about the people who try to bring us down, the situations that try to knock us down. And this is saying here, the radiance of my heart has to be seen, has to be able to shine, and has to be utilized. It just does. This is happiness, joy, success, prosperity, brilliance. I can feel this tingling in my arms. It's something about creating. It's about bringing things forward. It's about greater ideas, greater insights. And it moves things to moving forward really quickly when it comes to the heart. When it comes to the heart, passionately, we see things start to move. We see ourselves start to move towards dreams, towards desires. We make time for what we want to make time for. And at other times, we're going to just kind of pull away from what we don't. And we'll see that very physically in our world. And it can be very frustrating, because it can be that we're thinking, oh, why aren't I getting, as many clients or as many calls as I was getting before? And it's because the way that we're moving forward, it's aligning with the energy that we have. And if we're moving forward and saying in our heads, I have enough to deal with right now just with this, we're going to see that other things start to fall away, so that we have more time to focus on ourselves, more time to focus on what we desire, because the greatest longing of our hearts are coming forward. This is the wish of our souls, the wish of ourselves. This is the fact that we were made to shine, that we were made to stand out, not blend in, that there is power in what we desire, there's power in what we are seeing, there's power in the way that we are moving forward. And this is a balance of the spiritual and the practical, which, Pisces, that's one of the things that we're all about. And we reflect the light of our closest star. We reflect the light of the sun. That's what the moon does. And so here, when we have the stars come forward, when we have the tapestry of diamonds in the sky come forward, and we ourselves are this, brilliant solitary stone amongst them, what we are going to see is that their light complements ours. Their passion complements ours. What our soul needs, what we're being guided towards, complements who we are in a way that the other zodiac signs just don't have, and they will not have, because this is a sense of being a perfect pairing. And I'm just seeing like a solitary ring with, I guess it's not a solitaire, but a lone diamond with all the smaller diamonds around it. And that's going to be what this time feels like for us. This sense and this way to shine. And for the other diamonds to like halo around the main diamond, which is us, and make us look more brilliant. And so the wishes that come forward, the way divinity is hearing our soul, makes us appear more brilliant within the world, but also gives us a much more brilliant idea and alignment with our hearts, with our souls, and with ourselves. It leads us to being ready. Now we are ready, even though we don't want to be, for a battle that comes in that we have fought before, for a battle that comes in that has beaten us down, that has made us question ourselves, that has strangled us, that has hurt us, that has denied us, has taken our creativity and made it feel like it was just crushed away. And now when we come up against these people, this way of thinking, it can even be that people from our past really start to become forefront in our mind, and we can find ourselves going down like kind of like this the Facebook stalking route where we want to see, oh, where are they? What's going on? And what this says is, okay, look if you're curious, right? But don't let the past dictate the present. And don't fall into the same patterns, because we have a tendency as human beings to fall into the patterns of our past selves. And this is a time where we're breaking those patterns. We're seeing ourselves being victorious and being a little, kind of like smug about it. It's like, yeah, I did this, and you're having to walk away. I have this wealth. I have this knowledge. I have this power now, and you don't. Because remember, in ancient medieval times, when you fought against an enemy and you let them walk away, first of all, that wouldn't have happened because you would kill them. That was just seen as the right thing to do. If you let an enemy walk away, And they told everybody you would be seen as weak, unfit to rule. There would be something wrong with you. So our compassion of our modern age is something that we have developed into, which is really quite cool. Here, there's a sense of mercy, but also triumph. And it's triumph with a sword. And a sword during this time was valuable, costly, was a status symbol. And so it increases our status while still letting others know, yes, I'm merciful, but I'm not a fool. And it brings us to then taking what we have won, what we have earned, what we have fought so hard for, adding 1 to it, because we go from 5 to 6, and moving forward. Emotionally taking our ideas, taking what we desire, and going after what we want. This is a time where we are changing the way we look at things. We're changing the way that we define things. We're changing the way that we want things, we see things, and we see going after things. And so here, it's in our mind that we're making the biggest changes, but it's through our mind that we are obtaining the greatest power. So let's see here. Please define the energy that, and I love it that there's 2 major arcana cards. So the inner self, and because, Spirit is saying, because we have the mind coming forward so powerfully, the inner self is intrinsically important. If we forget to check in with who we are, with what we love, with what we want, we won't be able to move forward the way that we need to. So let's see here. How is it that we have to be discerning? How is it that Pisces needs to be discerning? How is it that Pisces needs to be just to themselves, discerning and just to themselves? How is it that Pisces needs to be discerning and just to themselves? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the Magician. So we need to see our magic. We need to stand before the altar of our existence and say, this is me. This is what I want. This is who I am. These are my gifts. These are my flaws. Warts and all, this is me. And so here with the Magician, we're starting to call upon our magic, what we desire. We're starting to call upon the elemental truths of ourselves. And we're being just with seeing our gifts. Also with understanding our downfalls, yes, but not living in our downfalls and making those the defining factors about us. What is it that Pisces needs to celebrate within their lives? What is it that Pisces needs to celebrate within their lives? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Empress. The ability to nurture. The ability to have things grow. The ability to create. And that's going to be something that's vulnerable and hard for us. Because we're going to want to see things instantaneously. It's that warrior spirit. It's that fire spirit. It's the emperor over the empress. And with the Empress, we're seeing this creativity. We're seeing this sense of seeds within us growing to maturity. What we desire coming forward. It can be a painful birth because the Empress in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is depicted as pregnant. Here, she's holding wheat. She's holding crops. She's holding the food for our future and for our present, and of our past too. But what we're going to see here is the power that we have to grow and cultivate what is desired, what we need, what we want, what we long for, what we see within ourselves and what we don't see within ourselves at all. And really tilling the soil and bringing us to a new place, to a profound place, to a powerful place. And that's going to be what we need to celebrate. And that's going to be something that we find very hard because it's very vulnerable. And right now, we just don't want to be vulnerable. We want to be fierce. We want to be proactive. We want to be moving forward in a way that gives us success and accolade without vulnerability. And that's not going to be something that happens during this time. The things that bring us the most power, the most recognition, will also lead us to being the most vulnerable, the most open, and the most honest about ourselves. And it's not saying lay your soul bare to everyone. It's not. But it's saying that there's the power of soul behind everything that is done during this time. And that cannot be ignored. What is Pisces being swept away with? What is Pisces being swept away with? What is Pisces being swept away with? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. It's the Queen of Wands. passion and creativity that isn't on display for everybody to see. The sense of, I have this new dawn, I have this new way of being, but I don't need to be center stage. I don't want to be center stage. And this is what I'm developing for me, not for you. The King of Wands is seen by others. Okay, I always see the kings as the actors upon the stage. The queens are the directors behind the scenes. This is what's done for us. This is what makes everything work. But this is like taking off the face of a clock and seeing all the gears behind it. There's complexity here that people do not see. And we're going to be seeing it ourselves. There's this passion that we're getting caught up in. There's this desire that's sweeping us away. And it's for us, it's not for everybody else. So other people can have a really hard time understanding this. So how do we embrace our passion? How does Pisces embrace their passion without losing their connection to the waking world? How does Pisces embrace their passion without losing their connection to the waking world? Because that's going to be the tricky thing of the heart during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the Magician again, calling on that magic, calling on that power, standing before the altar of our existence, knowing that as above, so below. As you think it, so it is. And there's nothing easy about that. As we think it, so it is. There's something very complex about the power of thought. And we always tend to minimalize it, or to laugh about it, or to say, oh, I read The Secret and it didn't work. No, it might not have worked right at that time. Because the secret is that we lay the pathways within our mind. And we just do. Visualization, manifestation, is about being able to tell our minds, this is where we're headed. This is what we want. Because our minds do not know the difference between make-believe and reality, which is amazing and also terrifying. The Magician is telling us to utilize our innate talents, to utilize what is desired and wanted and longed for and needed, and to be able to stand before the altar of our existence and claim where we want to be, how we want to be, and who we want to be, and to call upon the magic of ourselves without losing sight of our goals and without losing touch with the world. What is the battle that Pisces will be facing, that they do not want to face? What is the battle that Pisces will be facing that they do not want to face? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. It's the battle for dreams. It's the battle because people see you as more talented than you see yourself. And this is a time where it's going to be important, because the Magician has come up now twice. It is going to be important to see the magic of the understanding of self, to see the beauty of the guidance of what we want and where we're headed and what we desire. There's a longing here for it. There's a power within it. And we're going to see here that it's not easy. It's not easy for us to see ourselves as victorious. It's not easy for us to walk forward with our heads held high. But this is what we have to do. Because others see it. And the problem is that we don't. We're selling ourselves short. What are we moving towards? What do we need to be focusing on? What is the goal here? What is the goal in the public arena? What is the goal in the public arena? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The goal is balance and prosperity. The goal is not losing self to money, but also to the responsibilities that are thrown on us. The goal is figuring out what we want and finding balance within it, holding on to it with laser focus, and saying, this is what I desire, this is what I need, and this is who I am. And opening up our world to that, powerfully, beautifully, and compassionately for ourselves. Let's see our spirit animal message for this time. Pisces. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces, Pisces. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Pisces, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have the white raven spirit and we have the snake spirit. These are two of my favorite cards. So the white raven spirit says, trust in the magic. Trust in the magician element of yourself within your heart, within your inner self, within the power that is you. Okay? Because the thing that is happening when it gets to the public arena, we're not seeing our blessings. We're not seeing that magician. We're not seeing that we're standing before the altar of our desires and our creativity on the precipice of something greater, that our mind and our ideas are shaping so much. And so we trust in the magic. We start to trust in the power of the manifestation of self, in the power of who we are and who we were born to be. It leads us to the snake spirit, which says it's time to heal. It's time to shed a skin of pain. It's time to release the negativity that has held us back, the poison, the venom, and it's time to heal, because we cannot move forward without this healing. Our subconscious spirit animal message is the wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. That is what life is about. To turn knowledge into wisdom, to be able to be propelled forward, constantly devouring the knowledge that we have obtained and constantly devouring the wisdom that we have obtained, replacing it with knowledge of living that becomes the wisdom for which we live by. It's knowing our place within this world. It's not saying that once we figure it out, that's the only place we could ever have. It's not serfdom. What it is it's a sense of seeing where we stand now and seeing where we want to stand in the long run. A wolf needs a pack. They just do. A lone wolf, we romanticize the lone wolf. The lone wolf is the most stressed out, unhealthy wolf that there is, because they're all by themselves. They don't have anybody to sing with. They don't have anybody to hunt with. They don't have the joy and the beauty of wolfdom. And that's what we need. That joy and that beauty of pack and connection. That's what we lack within this world. We are made to live in groups of 50 or less. We're made to live in a community, not in isolation. We're made to connect. And that is beautiful. It's embracing that connection. And it's saying, even if right now, the only person I can connect with is divinity, is my spirit, are my spirit guides, are my angels, are my connection with the divine, that is huge. And that can start to open up your world quite powerfully. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra message, which is balance, the root chakra. Finding the balance within ourselves, finding the balance within what we desire, seeing the masculine and feminine energy of us, opening up the door, and knowing that in the public arena, with the two of pentacles, what we need and what we're lacking is balance. So subconsciously, focusing on our root chakra to bring that balance forward is going to be paramount. It leads us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that is the death card, Scorpio energy. Now, this doesn't have to be relegated to Scorpio energy, but it's going to be sneakiness. We need to be mindful of sneakiness within others, but also sneakiness within ourselves. What is it that we hide? What is it that we're ashamed of? What is the shame and the secrets that surround us? And how do we purge them from us? Subconsciously, we're looking for honesty, integrity, and a showing up. And that's powerful. Our subconscious tarot message begins with the Four of Cups. Again, we're getting a gift that does not feel like a gift. We're not aware of it. We don't really understand it. It can feel like a burden. It can feel like a nasty trick that was played on us. But we're getting a gift that doesn't feel like a gift. So be mindful of that. It moves us to go deeper, and it's the Two of Air, the Two of Swords. It's that the two paths that we thought aren't it. It doesn't end there. There's more to this game. There's more to this world than we realized. And it's being able to connect with that. Seeing different pathways open. Subconsciously knowing that we thought there were one of two ways of moving forward. And now there's a multitude. It can be overwhelming. It can be scary. It can be, terrifying. But that's okay. It's like, be scared and go for it. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Page of Cups. That is us, being a student, being inspired, finding wisdom from the most unlikely of places, Being able to look at things not as I have the answers, but I have a multitude of questions. And I'm discovering, I'm learning, and I'm building myself forward. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we let the sun shine, as we take our power, our blessing, and let it radiate from us unapologetically and profoundly. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces.